Fall Guy begins in Vermont, appropriately enough, on a dark and gloomy wintry night, and features an abandoned automobile found in a ditch and containing a lot of people's stolen possessions in the front and a dead body in the trunk. The problem is the dead body does not belong to the automobile, which was also, as it turns out, stolen. From where? As it turns out, New Hampshire. Therefore, Joe Gunther and his gang of fellow investigators have to go to New Hampshire to find out who done him in. I have made a habit, as you well know, if you've read this series, of trying to uh, learn and pass along to all of you some new fun facts. Sometimes they're technological in nature, and this is certainly the case in Fall Guy. Specifically, in two instances, there is a fair amount of sort of tech stuff that I learned from a guy who takes apart the contents of cell phones and laptops and laptop computers to find out their contents and to identify, the criminal activities that are residing therein. So there's a certain amount of that in Fall Guy, but far more enjoyably and entertaining for possibly some of you is my happy encounter with a member of the Vermont State Police Bomb Disposal Squad, who were more than overjoyed to tuck me under their wing and spend an entire day blowing stuff up with me so that I could find out how they go about not just doing that, but also disposing of explosive devices. Therefore, in the book, you'll find a scene in which an individual is found with a body vest, a bomb vest, and that needs to be taken apart. And of course, because since I'm the writer, I couldn't resist filling it with booby traps and other nasty little surprises. Suffice it to say, when I was all done, I sent the written passage to the head of the bomb disposal squad, who responded. I was very gratified to see with a double thumbs up, but more amusingly, with a footnote that said that he hoped to, sure as hell, that he never encountered a situation such as the one that was in the book. And I was very pleased with that response. I suppose all authors have certain books, probably begun in their youth, that stayed with them through life. Mine is a curious one. It's The 39 Steps by John Buchan. And for some reason, although I was exposed to it as a child, I just never shook that book from my memory. It impressed me. It impressed my daughter in her time, many, many decades after my discovery of it. And it left me with a fondness for storytelling, for adventure stories, for tales of mystery and intrigue that I clearly have not given up in my present guise. On my night table is a book that you might not expect from a murder mystery writer. I am reading Powers and Thrones by Dan Jones, which is everything that most people wouldn't want to learn about the medieval ages, but in which I am fascinated. Dan Jones is a terrific writer. The book, albeit 600 pages long, moves along at lightning speed, and I'm finding it a wonderful break from my life as a death investigator for the state of Vermont, and also as a writer of murder mysteries. I have turned out a book a year since 1988. So, as you can well imagine, when asked the question, am I working on anything new? I'm always working on something new. Uh, and just stay tuned to see what that might be. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.